It's exciting, man. Games like this is why you come to Ohio State. You know what I mean? It's primetime ball against a phenomenal opponent, Heisman candidate quarterback, huge O-line. They work well within their system, and it's going to be one of those games that's going to go 4 quarters. It might come down to the last 2 minutes of the game, and this is why you come here. This type of environment, big game like this, big stage, the cameras on, the lights are on, so it's exciting. We're ready to see how we play.
What stands out about Jonathan Taylor, in a nutshell to you?
Man, he runs hard. He's very patient. Not many backs has the dual threat that he has as far as his cutting ability, but at the same time he has that breakaway speed, but he'll lower his shoulder and go through you. So it's one of those things where we're going to have to play a full defense. We're going to get 11 hands to the ball.
Do y'all look at that as just a pure challenge?
Oh, of course.
He could be. A lot of people think he could be the difference in the game. You guys haven't really. No one's really gotten away from you guys this year so far. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, he's definitely going to test us. That's just like I said, all the way around their whole offense. They play well in what they do. They're good at what they do, and he's good at what he does. He's very patient at letting his offensive line develop, seams and gaps, and when he sees it, he hits it. So it's one of those things where we got to make sure we fundamentally sound and we play our game.
BB, they always have good offensive lines, but their center is considered by a lot of people maybe to be the best center in the country. Just what stands out about him?
He's very poised. He's aggressive. You can kind of tell he kind of navigates them up front. You know what I mean? That's not an easy thing to do. It's not an easy task to do just because your football IQ has to be through the roof. So the fact that he has that IQ plus he has that aggressive aspect to him, it's going to be a challenge for, me, Davon, and Tommy this week. So it's going to, we're definitely looking forward to it to kind of see where we stand.
You played them 2 years ago. They were undefeated when they came into that championship game. And some of the names have changed, but what was your memory coming out of that game? Just how that game went? You guys won, obviously.
No, they play hard. You know what I mean? They're always going to play hard. They're always work good within their system. And you can take it back to 2016. We had to play them in overtime. You know what I mean? And we just barely beat them in overtime. Yep. It's one of those games where it always, if you don't bring your A game and you don't put your big boy pants on, it could be a rough day.
BB, we've heard a lot about the rushmen and all the sacks, but how important is the D-line to stopping the run, especially you guys in the interior?
Honestly, we're very important, but it's going to be the whole front seven. You know what I mean? We're going to need them from us to Tough and Baron Browning and Malik, like the whole front seven as a whole. We're going to have to play our game.
You talked a lot about Taylor and the offensive line. What are you seeing out of Cohen this year? He's a pretty good quarterback, and with the combination with the run, that kind of makes him more dangerous.
Man, he's phenomenal, man. He does very well at controlling the offense, controlling the tempo of the game. He's very poised, you know what I mean? And he's going to be a good challenge, you know what I mean? He's going to be a different style quarterback. This offense and this team as a whole is going to be different than what we've seen so far this season.
BB, how much do you guys want a competitive game? I mean, I know you love beating everybody at 50-0, but is there a part of you who's like, I want to play in a game with fourth quarter and every mistake?
I want to play in the fourth quarter.
Well, but just, I mean, is there an element of that? Like, let's be tested.
It's always that element, just because you work so hard throughout the week, and the amount of time in the film room, the amount of time with recovery, the amount of time and banging that we put on our body in practice to get to the game and compete at a high level. You know what I mean? Of course, you earn for that competitiveness. You know what I mean? And especially with us here, like from start of practice to the end of practice, it's nonstop competition. Whether it's ones versus twos, ones versus ones, ones versus scouts, it's nonstop high-level competition. So it's like when you get to the game, you appreciate the work and the preparation that went into it, but at the same time, too, that competitive excellence aspect of all of us, of course you want to play the full game.
The toughest competition is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for you guys so far, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
And how confident are you that if you get to that, it's a tie game in the fourth quarter, it's whatever, that your training has prepared you, that you can handle it, because you haven't been in that kind of game?
It's one of those things where I can't really answer that question, is because you know, we always say when adversity hits, you always need and you're going to revert back to your training. And your level of capacity that you trained at on a Tuesday and a Wednesday practice will show up in the fourth quarter. So it's going to be one of those things where we have confidence that, you know, we'll execute at the way we're supposed to, but I can't really say how the game will turn out in that fourth quarter.
Does play action,
Last
we
couple
talk about
questions.
play action a lot with the safeties and the linebackers. Does it affect the defensive line very much?
Oh, of course, because, you know, at the end of the day, we go off of what we see, you know what I mean? And at times, you know, that play action run up front and, you know, it could be a bit of a pain, you know what I mean? Especially when you want to make a play, you want to make a difference in the game, but sometimes you just got to just play your role for what is going on at the time in order to have a successful defense.
You talked earlier about how big their offensive line, but their line is just always like one of the best in the country. So what do they do different than everyone else does?
I don't know if it's recruiting. I don't know if it's what they're feeding them. I have no idea. But I know going into every game, even outside of their size, they're always tough. Always tough. So the stature plus, you know, their mentality and, you know, they're going to be hungry coming into the game just like we are. You know, it's going to be a good one.
Do you care whether you're listed as a starter or not? Does that make any difference to you?
No.
I think last year you were, and
Yeah,
I think this year.
honestly, no. At the end of the day, you know, I mean, got to play the game. I'm just trying to play my role and contribute the best that I can.
Last question. Thank you, baby.
Well, 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 well,